business problem big enough. I'm trying to slow it down. So to solve a business problem, you got to make it bigger. Yeah, then you need a car. Start working on developing a dealership, you get a car.
Okay.
Mr. Dudley couldn't find a job, so he created a business. Mr. Fuller couldn't get the level of success he wanted, so he created the empire. John Trump wanted to be president, so he wanted to make America greater. But that's the whole. I'm gonna go through and show you, but that's a big challenge. I think if we can play that game, that's gonna help us. Chip, you with Dudley, so I can say it to you. For example, you remember when Dudley first started out, he was trying to. He couldn't get a job, so he's trying to get a job for himself. By 2008, the mission for the company, he said you were there. He was going to change the world through cosmetology. You can't get much bigger than that. So the logic is, I want to talk about the logic behind it and show you the power of that. Okay, so that for, and how people use that, because see, when you want to recruit people, the bigger you make the umbrella, the bigger people you can get under that. Okay, just to create a job for himself, he wouldn't be recruiting many people at all. He just got a job. Right. But with the world, he had the president of Zimbabwe coming. He had Bob, all those people called with the mission and became big. And that's the whole thing. So Mr. Fuller first started out and said, okay, he was going to sell soap or whatever. Then by the time Mr. Dudley was going to leave, he said, no, I want to raise people. He had to make that thing much bigger. I want to challenge the thing. That's the thing that's going to give us power. And understand that, but no, you don't solve by making it smaller and just ignore it, but make it bigger. That's how you solve it. That's how they really do it. The leaders really do it. We'll give a little more funny example. Every time the press get after Trump about this Russia thing, he goes into the whole thing about what I'm trying to save Russia, I'm trying to save Korea. Okay, I'm trying to save the world. Okay, look what I'm doing. He goes that way. Every time they get after the gun issue, it becomes, no, they're trying to take away our freedoms.
Yeah.
They may change the Constitution, okay? There's some people that say we're trying to take away your gun, no, they're trying to take away our freedoms. Now you can't get much bigger than that. So you got all of riled, they ain't thinking about whatever, okay? That issue like that. Okay, so, but that's a theory, that came from, I was reading one day, I was trying to figure out some things at the company trip, I guess back in the early 2000s. And I was reading Dr. Vincent Peel. I read him because I like him. And he said the way you solve problems from a religious point of view, you just make them bigger. You need a car, develop a dealership. Vince Peel, Dr. Norman Vincent Peel. Vincent Peel. First name is Norman.
We haven't met.
Hi,
Chip, I'm Robin. Nice to meet you.
But I want to offer this as a thesis. This is what Mr. Dudley does. Most of them, that's what they do. This is the game they play. They don't tell it, but they're always making the problem what? Bigger. To solve it. So when I was reading through your project right there, okay, now I put some people down. I'm really getting into the lecture here, so let me slow it down and get into it. I get too excited. I got some names. Joe Dudley. I just gave an example how he did it. You all can give me examples how he did that. DCU, all that stuff is part of him making the problem what? Bigger. Okay, then he had DCU, the educated cosmetologist. We knew that he's over in Africa, Brazil, everywhere, making it what? Bigger. Make it bigger. And I would offer you that's probably one of the challenges the company's going through now, and that Ursa has not been able to capture that power. Make it big. She's making the energy field. She's making it smaller, so people move away from it. They move to you when you make it what? Bigger. And you say, well, Dr. Bailey, no, that's your vision. You don't have to be there, but you got to talk there. Okay. If you just try to say your neighborhood, you don't get a lot of people to help you. But if you're trying to build grocery stores around the world in the African American or black community, that's a whole nother ball game. You got power. You got to have courage, but you got power. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, as a basic theory in terms of business success, you're going to have to understand the power of making the problem bigger to solve it. Okay, let's go. Mr. Full, I missed. Madam C.J. Walker, obviously, she had a problem. Watch the lady. So she needed stylists, she needed salespeople, she set up a school, okay, she made it what? Big. What about Booker T. Washington? Tuskegee Institute, he made it what? Bigger. Now he had some fights about it and said you should be training them how to make bricks and stuff like that, but he's like, I gotta look good. I gotta make this school work. I'll come down here off the road and off of Interstate 85 here in Alabama. I gotta figure out how to make this thing work, okay? It's surrounded by the Klan, we gotta build some bricks, okay? What about Obama? Yes, we can change the what? World. Now I put him and Trump together. Now, Trump, okay, this is what Trump is going to get a little trouble because see, his thing is make America great. That puts him in conflict with the what? World. Obama was smart. What? We're trying to make the what? World that's more powerful. That's why. Okay, so he's trying to make that transition now, but he's walking to keep a false tongue. He's trying to keep his base, but that thing, okay, that's a problem. That's going to probably be his undoing. Right there. Okay. But Obama came in, let's make it boom. All right. Obama's no different than Joe Dudley, the Dudley Partners Company, before Mr. Dudley stepped down was, you all know it was what? Change the world through what? Change the world. I think like, hey, like change the world, that's bad. That's bad. Now, why am I going through this? I'm suggesting that for us, I want you to think about that. There's no more than a vision. You bring the resources to you. There ain't no more than people just like us, but they want the vision. Vision. That's kind of and then once we start doing that, we're gonna start thinking about how to solve problems in Africa and all around for the diaspora around the world. Right now, we're just trying to build a grocery store on Phillips Avenue. And we've been trying to do that for 20 years. But I submit if we were trying to build some grocery stores around the world, we'd have that store up already. See the difference? It's mindset. So, but as business people, my thing today is listen is that what to solve problems in business and really life, you got to make them bigger. Just the opposite of what intuition tells you. When I look at your project, I can see a world dimension there and bringing those resources. Okay, just to make what me and you some money. Hey, we might get a couple of things built down there, but we really want to rock and roll. Okay, I think y'all got to do the same thing. See, y'all got to think about it, use that vision. I'm just offering to you some options, but I'm saying that's the way to get it played. All right, here we go. Let's see who else I had down there. Oh, who's that number 8 down there? Let's see, tell us a little bit about your project, so they won't think I'm just messing with you there.
Yes, sir. Well, everybody here pretty much knows about it, but I will go say that the project consists of investing in our first resort property in Costa Rica. Acquiring an existing resort and then learning how to manage and operate it properly and expanding from there into the Caribbean. That's it in a nutshell.
Florida Magazine did an article on Costa Rica where it's one of the few places in the world where you can retire with $200,000. You got $200,000 cash, you can retire and have a happy life in Costa Rica.
That's what attracts me.
Yeah.
I'm in research, so we said that. I said, okay, keep talking, my brother. Keep talking, man. Keep talking. But I see that around the world, and it probably had to get bigger because, see, as he expands, his main problem going to be finding talent. So I got the whole thing tied up here. It's going to be fine. So he's going to have to get into education. He's got to get into financing. Got to get into politics, marketing, international marketing. You got to have groups like the Japanese. You're going to have groups all over the world spotting places for them. You got to get into developing managers, because they know people. Harvard don't turn out people with your vision because they turn them out for GM, not for a SIM. So he's got to get about training them. So he got to be big. I got to get him big fast. You see what I'm saying? Big fast. Okay. Mr. Dillon, I was just talking about that. Our theme today is to solve business problems, you make them bigger. And I said, well, no, you said, where you quote this stuff from? It's in my oatmeal, Mr. Dillon, I have to tell you. But you need a job, so you would create a company. Or you can spend all his life, 50 years, running around trying to find a job.
Right.
Y'all give a drill? Mr. Fuller, 18 months of schooling, decided what? He needed a job, he wanted to be rich, so he created an empire. It ain't in there. No, that's interesting. Oh, man. Okay, I'm not going to belabor it, but when I went through Madam C.J. Walker and all the way down to my brother right here, what he's doing. I'm putting the curse on him and saying, now, okay, I expect to see you jack that thing up, so it's going to be like, I'm going to say, where is he at in the world now? I got to find him, man. Like, no, he's probably part of Trump's space troop because he's going to be traveling so much, man, I mean, that type of thing. Mr. Dudley, so what about that? And I'm saying that all too often we see our companies, once they get successful, they retrench because now they're getting back where we just need to maintain. And they shrink up. Because they forgot the idea you got to keep to make the problem bigger. So when I first read about him, it was like, okay, I want to create a job for myself. Then it got to, I want to be part of a cosmetologist. Well, at least about 2008, it was like, the motto in the training, in what we call the war room, was that like, change the world through cosmetology. I mean, the only thing bigger than that is Donald Trump said, I'll get a Space Force, I guess. So let's just say, if he had to stay up, we had a Dudley Space Force, okay, this type of thing. And then you see people now, they're going all out to a Saturn, Mars, places like that. And they've also discovered that there are many other universes. Right. Oh my God. And it might be godlike. But I'm not going to believe it. Mr. Dudley saw that's what the theme today. I hope that's not too far off target there. But there's power in that. You got to make it bigger. You have to make it bigger. So he needed DCU to make that people around the world. Here he is all over Africa. And Mr. Dudley, many times, did you have the money to do those things?
Oh, no. Most times, never had the money. And the money was not really what our thoughts was about. It was our goals, what we stayed. I kept our mind on our goals and what we want. Because if we had waited to get the money, we wouldn't have got far. So that's the mistake that a lot of us make, a lot of people make. Oh, how much it's going to cost? And you can't deal with that. I mean, you got to be realistic, but you got to say, well, this is what we're going to do. Dr. Bailey and John, we walked around this place here. We didn't have money, not been the goal. There's something in all of us that we listen to it and tell us you can go an inch further, and you got to see further than you see. Yeah, you got to see. If Dr. Bailey would just say, well, I ain't got but 100 pennies. That's all I got. How far can you get on that? Somebody say, you crazy, man. You're going to leave home and you don't have but $1? You got to be crazy.
I was thinking I got to be crazy to stay here. When I was there, I got to get out of here. I got to have some money, man. Yeah.
I was saying this time, I met with a family. I think I talked with them. We have one of them I talked with and one on the telephone. And they said, well, we can't, we got to be here with the family. And I told them, look, my mom and dad put in us without saying anything that you get out of here. And as soon as we finished high school, all 11 of us, we was out. Nobody was home. One of my older brothers didn't go back home. William didn't go back home for about 6 years. His dad Tuskegee, and Mama would say to him, would not even tell us when one of our favorite aunts passed away until they were buried. Then she told us, but y'all gonna be trying to come home. My sister is dead. And y'all better get y'all something in your head. She didn't say, but if y'all gonna be dead, but you won't get married there many years later. So we didn't go home. I know what it was. I was telling one of the young ladies was, she came to Chicago, and I persuaded her not to go home. I said, if you go home, you get contaminated. And she didn't go home till 3 years later. She just went home, picked up a car. And I sent somebody with her.
To make sure it came back.
Because now, turn back to you now. We don't understand this. The one thing we don't check the air conditioner.
Who knows out there? We got guys,
To do what?
check that.
Air conditioner.
Seems to be a little probably warm to you.
Turn it up, turn it down.
Or you gonna put the window on?
And put the one on too.
Yeah, just
A little hot.
hit that button for me, brother, on that. I just sweat anyway, so Mississippi hood, okay?
But people don't understand this. We talk a lot about it, but you cannot breathe the air that other people breathe. You can't be around nakedness. You don't have to say nothing to do anything. If you're around that atmosphere, I mean that air that you breathe in and out, that's why people say, watch the environment you're around. If you're around a certain environment, you breathe in and out of the air, you'll get contaminated. And that's so important. We wonder why I try hard as I can, but you're inhaling. And that's why, oh my God, Mr. Fuller, white folks will say, look, can my daughter come in and just be around you, Mr. Fuller? Just the air. So you have to be careful in your environment. It's greater than what we think it is. It's greater. And you know, like people say, well, somebody around you and you around them, you can just like so and so. You talk just like so and so. But it's true. Look, you feeding off the same air they feeding off. You have to be so careful. But I'm not gonna say.
Oh no! I'm just saying that I'm learning to feed. Yeah. Oh my God.
You gotta run when you find yourself in the wrong space.
But you gotta make sure you know when you're running too. Now you gotta see.
Away from that.
Yeah. Okay. Now look at Mr. Dunn. Thank you. Now let me ask a question. What I'm driving at here is that as entrepreneurs and business people, we got to understand that we have to keep renewing our minds and thinking differently. In fact, most time we have to be thinking since the people think we're crazy. I would suspect that about 2/3 of his life, people told you're crazy, Joe Dudley. I mean, you got a speech impediment, blah 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 blah, on down the line. Bill Gates, you mean to tell me you dropped out of college and you gonna put make sure all computer everybody in every house in the world? So okay, just laugh. So well, look, okay, y'all sit up outdoors. We gotta go keep going. We're doing okay. This type of thing right there. S.B. Fuller, Madam C.J. Walker, you a washerwoman, and you gonna make yourself the first lady, self-made millionaire? Okay, so somebody bring the aspirin and give her 2 of them and tell her to call us in the morning. Okay. So if we find ourselves thinking normal, like Mr. Dillon said, we're sitting in the barbershop and we are really absorbed with whether Michael scored a triple-double this time. That's okay. But if we do that week after week, we probably got a problem. We're probably not going to be great entrepreneurs because we're making our problems too small. And then once we get arrogant enough, I got the answer, you're right back on the same problem situation. So let me just stop there for a moment. Sister, what did you get from before we talked about? I'm trying to see if I'm losing y'all.
You got to dream big. And the bigger it is that you dream, the more outrageous you're going to seem to other people, right? But it's what stretches your mind. It's what keeps you moving forward. So you were saying about if you have to make the problem bigger than it really is in order to attract the resources and the attention of the people who can help, right? Because people want to do big things, and if you just try to do the small thing, it will recede. It'll shrink down into nothing, right? And you just be managing this small thing. So the larger it is that we dream for our business, for our company, the more it grows exponentially, right? It will continue to grow. But we have to be courageous enough. We said we got to have courage, right? So we have to be courageous enough to be able to say the thing that sounds crazy, and to be committed to carrying it out. You know, and what Ms. Dudley said is so true about being around people who are negative or don't have the dream that you had. You have to surround yourself with those people. And it's funny when I said you got to run, you said you got to be careful where you're running to, right? So you got to run away from that, but run to what you are creating in your life. So
there's no magic in small thinking.
there's no magic.
There's no magic. There's no magic.
No magic is.
I like magic. So I'm always the crazy one in the room. So, and it's real interesting because I just spent the last year in an environment where people were constantly talking about they broke, they can't figure out how to do what it is they need to do, and I was there trying to help, but all day long, every time we put something together, the first question is, it's like you had the 100 pennies, right? Well, where are we going to get the money? How are we going to do that? You know, so let's just get moving on doing it, put the plans together, and let's just get moving on doing it. But the conversation is so heavy in the negativity that, you know, like I'm like in flight right now.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I witnessed, and she literally got physically sick.
Oh, we all been there. We all been there. It's like, oh Lord, what am I doing? Okay. But the reason I would make that little quip about be careful what you run to, because see, oftentimes we got to build those business with those same people. So you got to work on getting yourself strong enough, because if you're running from it, you're going to be by yourself. You're not going to build a business. Mr. Dudley's had drug addicts, whatever. No, he took all those people. Jesus took all those people. Okay, so when I say run from them, that's why I challenge, because see, so we have to make sure that we run to ourselves, get ourselves strong enough, because those men are saying you got to recruit to make your money with. Okay, see, most time we can't recruit that $100 million CEO right off. I don't have that vision there. Now we probably get him next year, but not this year. So we'll probably have to end up getting that $40,000 or $50,000 person from A&T. I'm going to say right now. Okay, this time. Or I may have to get that guy who never went to school, who stays drunk 2 days a week, but after all 3 days, he's the best marketing person I know, or the best computer person. See my point? So that the trick is run away from your negative self, not from necessarily from people. Okay. See, it's probably I'm probably a big enemy. Anybody could be around me. Be honest with you. And if I'm not careful, I'll just keep running to the more. And this is funny, but you feel many times in relationship, you divorce this person and you get married again. So, okay.
And it's the same guy.
Oh man, same lady. She used to wear hair part on the right, now she got a part on the left. Okay. Holy mackerel. Okay. Because we haven't changed ourselves, we keep running to the same place. So the key thing is that developing. He had to be so strong because, oh my God, Mr. Fuller. If Mr. Fuller had not been strong, he could have pulled Mr. Dudley, pull it and make that turn. He would say, let him go. I can't be dealing with that negative Joe Dudley, okay? But what? He was strong enough to what? Say, no, I know what I'm doing. Okay, why don't you come follow me? And because that spirit's so strong, Mr. Dudley really didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice. When Jesus sent those disciples out there, when he spent 3 years with them and turned them loose, do you understand? Those people changed time. It's 2018 because of what they did, or whatever religion we follow. Okay, same thing. Okay, but I'm saying that's the kind of power we're talking about of the mind and the spirit. Mr. Dudley has changed. He's changed the vector of history. Madam C.J. Walker, all men of you are the same thing. We can't see it when you're making history. My point on that. But my point I'm saying is I'm gonna have a little fun today. So look, do you know there's power in elevating that thinking? And this is where faith comes in. Until you get enough courage, you gotta have faith. Look, I'm scared, but I'm trying this anyway. Okay. So, but I like to talk about faith, but I don't like to exercise it. Lord, take away this cup because I don't want to deal with it. So what I'm doing, I got faith, but I'm running everywhere where I don't need to do it. Okay. This type of thing. All right, Chip, what do you think about this idea of making that goal bigger?
Yeah, I think that it's spot on. You know, one thing is that we have to dream big. You know, because God works through us,
Right.
and we're never going to see where we're supposed to be as a human being if another human being doesn't open up, you know, those gifts that God has given all of us to sort of show us the way. What Jesus did, Jesus was the example.
Right.
He wasn't here to actually, you know, physically bring you into heaven. He was here to actually show everybody the pathway, you know, to get to heaven. So we need to dream big because that's how mankind is going to get to Saturn,
Exactly.
Mars, and other places. And the thing that I remember from what Mr. Dudley was saying was a long time ago, he told me, if you have an idea, if you have a dream, and you share your dream with someone, and they shoot it down, don't share another dream with that person.
Okay.
That person isn't ready, and it may not be meant for them to be ready. But you don't have time, and I don't have time. We don't have time to be mentally or emotionally trying to convince someone that's not going to get us to our goals anyway on what we're trying to do. And my personal problem is if I tell you what I want to do, sometimes we get so excited and we get so much glory out of telling other people what we're going to do that we actually don't have to do it now because we've already gotten that inner success, right? But at the same time, you cannot build something and tear something down at the same time. So if I'm tearing something down, I'm taking energy away from what I'm trying to build. So if I have a conversation with you and I tell you my dreams and you're shooting my dreams down, if I sit there and argue with you about that, then I'm taking energy to convince you or to argue with you that I should be using to build my dream. And so, you know, and I noticed, you never see, in all these years, you never see Mr. Dudley having an argument with anybody. You never see him trying to degrade or trying to force somebody to believe.
I never see it.
Somebody told me one time, I can show you better than I can tell you. You know, if I tell you what I'm going to do and you shoot it down, we don't have to talk again because either you're right or I'm right.
Okay.
And in a few years, we're going to know the truth without having to have a conversation. And if I'm sitting there trying to convince you, I'm taking energy away from what I'm actually trying to do in the first place anyway. So yeah, we got to dream big, but then we also got to protect that dream. That's what I'm getting out of so far.
Excellent. This is what I want, all this brain power here. Now, for those of us who are academically inclined like me, this is Einstein's take on the same thing, Chip. He said, look, you can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that you use to create it.
Right.
She said, what did he say? You can't, so Einstein said, you can't, this is the great Einstein. I'm not an Einstein, I'm just quoting what Einstein said. He said, look, just what people, you got to understand. You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking as you use to create that problem. So the thinking that got you without a job, you can't figure out how to get a job with that same thinking. You got to go to another level of thinking. And I'm offering you a paradigm which says what? Just make the problem bigger. Not figure out how to create jobs for other people, and then in the process you'll create a job for yourself. Just upsize it. I'm taking Einstein theory and giving you a paradigm to make it work. And then I'm offering some proof in a minute. I'm saying, now, Mr. Dudley, I said, okay, is that true? He said, yeah. So in your own life, you've done that. All year, for example, you could be someone trying to find a job. Instead, you chose to create a job. In the process, you could hire more people if you wanted to, but you're like, I don't want to go through all this problem. But we're going to work on that too, okay? But the key thing for us as business leaders understand that what? For us to go to the next level, we can't solve that problem that we just created at the same level of thinking that what created it. So all this situation we see with the young kids running around with their pants hanging down, and we ain't gonna solve it by telling them to get the pants up. We got to figure out something higher. Maybe get those kids organized in groups where you send them to African places like that to help out the poor people there, Haiti and stuff like that. Then they'd be too busy to have the pants hanging down. See, now we came with the theory about we didn't want our kids to have it hard as we had it, so now they got time to have the pants hanging down and playing games. So, I'm picking now. Okay, here we go. Now so we're okay on that. Did I clarify what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let's go. Anybody else want to comment on that? Because I'm on thin ice here, but I'm always going to be pushing the envelope, okay, when I come in, because, yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask something. Kind of going on with this. Last week, I witnessed this martial artist. He taught this lady how to break a board. And she's a regular person off the street. And she said, who want to learn how to break a board? She said, I want to. And he said, come up here. I'm going to show you how to do it. And the first thing he told her was, don't concentrate on the board. He said, look past the board. If you concentrate on the board, you'll never break it. So you got to look past it. So, just like what you're saying, we got to, we set our goals, we got to make them real big. Because you want to, if you just concentrate on just your goal right there and you miss it, you miss it. But if you concentrate past it and you miss it, you still hit it because you went past what you was projecting. So that was the first thing he told us. Said, don't look at the board, look past the board. You're gonna punch through the board. And the first time she did, she punched through it. She was able to break it.
Yeah.
And she told us that if you would have just concentrated on the board, then you would have stopped right at the board. But if you punch through the board, that's the goal. You want to go through whatever you're thinking about. So when you concentrate on your goals, you want to concentrate past your goals.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Because that's part of what I do. For example, even when I was a student, the teacher was telling us to do maybe read or do a 300-page thing. Well, I would go and read 4 or 5 books on it and write 500 pages, 500 words. And then they said, we told you to do 300. I said, well, just choose 300 of them. Well, they didn't like that, okay? But they didn't like that. So I stay in trouble with it, but most of the class I got an A+ in. Because I didn't give a choice, because I did what? I did more. My attitude, I had a little arrogant attitude. My attitude was, I'm not going to let you define how much I learned. I'm going to define how much I learned. If I do what you tell me to do all the time, I never be as smart as you. So that was like Mississippi arrogance. Now, I'm not saying that was right, okay, but that was my thinking. Okay, if I just do what you tell me, I can never be as smart as you, so I got to always do what? More. That's just an attitudinal thing. Okay.